Another video or stream. Today I'm going to be streaming the World Cup. I'm not going to be talking at all, really. So,
have quite the rotation now.
yeah, sure, you know that I will not be talking a lot. Probably none.
Does have the launch pad.
But
I was gonna say maybe even save it there,
keep
but
an eye on
right
chat
now he's
and stuff.
prioritizing surviving, establishing a nice little nook for himself, moving forward. Now the question is, where is Rex? He's got to be, okay, so we can kind of see his name there, kind of far. He's trying to close that distance and reconnect there with his duo
I'm
partner.
going to type that in chat so you guys know.
Just that, and as soon as that happens, they
and,
bring the pressure, the things come out, and the shield tags come in for Bumboy. Attack AR. We hear so much about the versatility of that weapon coming into great effect, but not quite the damage that you expect and the damage that you get from some of these other weapons, the ARs, the drum guns, you know, the infantry rifles. So he got 4 hits there and not even a shield break.
Right. Yeah, the damage is a little less, but what it makes up for in player damage, you make up for it in like structure damage, right? Player built structures, you just tear through them. And right now, speaking of the infantry rifle, Bumboy has one, so he's gonna look to line up those headshots. You know, we've seen people like Ninja utilizing this weapon, and it is absolutely a laser beam when you can connect. And obviously in the hands of these players, the top 0.01%, it's gonna hit, you know, and when it does, it is going to hit you like a truck. I'm talking upwards of 80 damage on headshot. That is gonna be sending players reeling. Okay, catches building, not building there. Unfortunately gonna get dropped immediately.
He said building, not editing, so he didn't know how to...
Yeah, he was trying to build, did not edit. It's okay, these things happen. Whoa, Sama, whoa! You cannot jump and scare me like that, all right? God, I already told you I'm stressing out. Jump scares are gonna catch me every time.
Man, he peeked his head through that floor, and then as soon as the floor ended up getting built, he got pushed up by that phasing mechanic. So unfortunately, Sama is gonna be the worse for wear, but Bumboy and Rex right now continuing forward. I see Epic Whale and 40R Storm right now. We know they were up there in the leaderboards, but fell just a little bit. We didn't see him too high last time we checked. But both of the players, unfortunately, in their box under their stairs, and that's going to cause 40R Storm to take advantage with his precise aim across the box.
And I mean, this is a scary duo, right? We kind of talked about this is more recent. Obviously, we've seen KNG Epic Whale with KNG Epic Whale's duo / Seal Matt. They're the same person. But now it's 40R Storm. Now look above, though. Ghost Sean, Ghost Aiden. These guys have already qualified, and they're looking just to continue getting practice. That prize money as well. There's no better way to get practice. And Aiden here just playing medic. I got you, buddy. Don't worry, Sean. Heal up. Have a splash.
It's crazy that we have these items in the game where we can actually play medic. We can actually have somebody who is carrying the splashes on purpose and making sure he's paying attention to his duo's HP at all times. But while Aiden drops down with the Shadow Bomb, a rocket comes out from the top and knocks Sean down, so it's just Aiden again. And we saw this situation a couple of games ago. Aiden clutching up. I mean, we know he can do it. And really, this guy has performed on all stages right now, and I think he's finally gotten over that hump where everybody was saying, hey, Aiden, you're crazy good at getting in people's face, at getting eliminations, but your endgame performance, not so good. But in this stage, in the World Cup Online qualifiers, his endgame performance has been insane. But unfortunately, going down here, but regardless, proving everybody wrong about that, you know, fallacy, I would say.
Yeah, and don't forget, Aiden was at the Summer Block Party. He has been on the stage that will be going to the Fortnite World Cup final. So he's already got a little taste of it, right? So that is probably going to help calm his nerves just a little bit and help give him that edge. And again, he's already qualified. He's just looking to place high, continue to practice, because there's no better practice, probably until we get that Trios week, but even then, that's still not quite the same. But look at this. You've still got Epic Whale. You've got 40R Storm here left alive. 9 players, 8 players, 7. Okay, hold on. 7 players, 5 duos. So top 5 coming out, and players going to be dropped left and right. KNG Epic Whale being one of those there right in front of you.
And we saw Fulmer on high ground. He picked up 1 elimination back then. He's still up with his duo Kytrex, and I believe, both taking a little bit of fall damage, and all of a sudden it shambles, but they do get the pinch down onto 40R Storm, and now all they have to do is find Berserk, and they're already setting up that pinch, you could see. But Berserk making the play first. He's going to run back right into his box as that RPG comes out, but no more RPG to knock it down, and I don't think they have mats to to be able to fight to this, and I think he can connect to the hill. Yes, he can! All of a sudden, this is looking terrible. Berserk might have just pulled off a 1v2 clutch because Fulmer and Kytrex are not going to be able to get up over the zone, and all of a sudden, things have gone haywire. Berserk with the clutch of a lifetime here in the World Cup last region. Zeke, what a play. 45 points from that, the victory royale. It's going to be 15 points on the game.
And that's going to be a huge confidence booster, right? That's going to help motivate you and your dual partner. You're both freaking out in the moment. Oh my God, I cannot believe you just pulled off a 1v2 against this other duo. That is going to just help move your gameplay forward. But of course, there's more Fortnite action to be had. You've got S2 Jacob up top, Pat, Antidote, Kenny's, Spidey is there as well. And these guys are looking to fight right now. And a build-off is coming out.
This is crazy. At this stage in the game to be build fighting like this. They really want to commit for this height, and he's going to get it though. But a lot of investment into that from both players. All that bricks, man. All that those hard materials that we like to call them, the brick and metal.
Yeah, for sure. You never want to be burning those, especially not midway through the game when you know you're going to be fighting for late game. And of course, for a moment there, we saw WBG Ranger and Cypher PK. We kind of talked about them. They've practiced super, super hard, putting in reps, putting in the time in the game. And look at this, they're finding themselves in a spot where they can contest for top 15 and get the first round of placement points.
Yeah, and you did mention confidence just a second ago about performing well and how that transitioned to the next game, but even these little micro wins here, fighting for high ground, getting that high ground, and then being able to get a couple of knocks and possibly some siphon from it as well, and really get yourself back into the game, that's a confidence booster in and of itself.
For sure, and those things, like, I cannot stress this enough. This is something I kind of like to talk about a lot is, you know, your confidence in play. If you're, whenever you're going to go and, say, take a fight against a player, if you're sitting there thinking, man, I don't know, like that player might be better than me, you've already lost. You just have to be as confident as possible. It doesn't matter who's on the other end. All that matters is your game, what you can pull off. And in every instance where you feel, you know what, it doesn't matter, I'm just going to do the best that I can, and that's what I'm going to be happy with. I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win those engagements. And sure, there's going to be those times where this other guy just happens to be Aiden, and he just gives you his hands. It's all good. Just reset, let it wash over, hop back into queue, and keep your mindset positive, right?
Yeah, that's honestly the story of this entire sequence of events, this World Cup, the qualifiers,
right?
Online Open. It's literally all about mindset and staying positive throughout both the semifinals days and the finals days. It's really like a whole grind to get your mind in such a place where one game is not going to affect you, because you have to play 10 games. And not only do you have to play 10 games, but you had to do it over 10 weeks.
Right.
So for those people who have done this week after week, performed and gotten to Sunday, it's absolutely unbelievable to have the perseverance, the work ethic, to be here improving week after week, to have the mindset, the positivity to play here, really. You know what I'm thinking, Zeke? I'm thinking that all these guys who are doing this, they're going places. They're going places in life, not just Fortnite, not just gaming. They aren't just World Cup competitors, but really, they're going to go places.
Could not agree with you more, my man. Could not agree with you more. And I get it, right? Like, I've been there. I know what it's like to hop into a game, you get eliminated, and you just tilt off the face of the earth. I get it. We've all been there. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, you just have to just try and reset. Just get up, walk away for a moment, get a drink, you know, just do anything to just forget about that moment and just recollect yourself. But hopping back into the game, Bala, 17 players, 16 players. As I say this, you know, of course, I thought it was just jump all the way up to 15, 30 minutes left here in the queue. So like you kind of touched on earlier, you got a 3-hour window or 10 games to play, whichever kind of comes first. And you got to think, man, for a lot of these players, they're just counting those points, watching the leaderboard, saying, okay, I saw this other duo, they're at this many points, what do we need to do here, right? We need at least top 15 to get near there with this many eliminations, right? You know, it's tough, man. It's tough.
They're counting the time as well, and knowing even in these endgame situations that if I stay in this game right now, I can play 2 more games or what have you right now. Kenny's picking up a lot of loot. They still have high ground from earlier. It's the team that fought all the way back when. We were talking about them committing their resources to it, but they've picked up quite a lot, and they're still fighting. Finally going to decide, hey, this is too risky right now. We're right around the point thresholds. We don't want to go down, but he does beam KU out from high ground. He took it from him, but he's going to go right back up to him. I think he did get just a knock. So there's still one more player up above. It's got to be Takata. If he does actually find him, track him all the way down, that's going to be a lot of materials, some shadow bombs as well, and possibly some upgrades to the weaponry. He does find those 2 shadow bombs and refreshes his materials, Zeke. He's back in it.
But don't forget, Kenny's dual partner Antidote is gone. He was picked up in the crossfire there, so it's unfortunate. And look who's still in the center of your screen, Cypher, BK, and Ranger. They're still alive and well. I hope I did not just crash to curse them. They've got 56 points, which is very substantial. And look at this, Cypher sitting on 4 eliminations. Look, he's gonna find another one here. Ranger looking to come in for the assist, and they pick up Ski in that box battle. Huge find there. One more elimination. Another duo needs to fall, and they're going to hit top 10. Another round of placements. There it comes right now. So, of course, the next threshold they're looking to hit is top 5.
Cypher's box fighting ability is just crazy here. Every single time he gets exposed, he does manage to place that player under the stairs. And this is one of the most extended fights I have seen yet today. I mean, there's been drum gun going on for what feels like centuries, but right now, still trying to fight. Ranger is still up. They're still trying to find their presence, find their box, find their space, get away from the rest of the players. They finally do that. Cypher PK is going to have a moment of rest as he takes those minis.
And, you know, we actually got to hang out with Cypher at the summer block party. He competed in the Pro-Am. And, you know, I was like, Cypher, you know, how are you feeling about the games and the World Cup? He's like, dude, I want this so bad. You know, I've never wanted something more. I'm practicing every single day as often as I can, as much as I possibly can, because obviously we're all have different walks of life, right? We are all, some of us anyway, are adults trying to live our lives and play. Look at this, top 3, a 1v1v1, a free-for-all right now, and Cypher BK sitting in the middle. Now, he does not have the health advantage, dropped super low. Unfortunately.
Down. Kenny's from above is going to take advantage of him dropping to mid-ground, but Kenny's all of a sudden is right on top of Ryan Clark. Or not Ryan Clark.
Not Ryan Clark, that's not him.
Looks like a heal off. He's going to use those chug splashes inside of his box. He's just holding the metal right now. Kenny's trying to get in. But again, the chug splash reigns supreme with the heal off capability of this item. It is so good at doing that. And he even has a slurp ticking, or no, that's just the winning condition. You just start ticking up in HP. But there you go, the victory route for not Ryan.
Yeah, not Ryan. Whoever you are, I know you're not Ryan, but great, again, usage of that chug splash. It just was added to the game this week. And again, I'm telling you, man, we're just still finding use cases for this item. Originally, it was just, hey, you can throw this thing and you can give whoever's in the AoE 20 HP or 20 shield, depending on the circumstance. Or, hey, your guy is DB&O, down but not out, and you can still, you know, extend his timer there. But in cases like that, where you're like, look, I'm just going to force this guy into the storm. I've got 6 of these or a handful. I'm just going to hope that, and what Sundown says, this is an instant heal. It's not like you're popping a bandage, you're hoping to get the full duration, and then eventually the HP. No, this is 20 immediately. So a great use of that item. But next game on deck, Colonel, excuse me.
Colonel
I don't know why I said I know.
I'm going to start calling him that.
Yeah, please don't.
Whenever I see him.
Hey, Colonel!
Hey, Colonel, how you doing?
Colonel Punisher, Colonel Anjog. You know what? I know that's not Colonel. I'm aware. My brain is doing weird things. Both! Johnny, no! Listen, you've made an error.
Again, this is the second game we've tuned in. We've seen them in the background. We've seen them lurking. We know they have the potential to qualify for New York, but time and time again, this is the second time we've seen them go down so early when we tune in their games. It's like a curse here, Zeke.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's slipping from them a little bit, right? We've seen them be so consistent throughout, and now they might be just getting they're trying to go full send a little too hard, a little too fast, right? You just gotta take a deep breath, collect yourself. You know, they're here for a reason, right? They've got that skill. They've got that talent. They just have to rely on those skills.
Yeah, and we talk about confidence. We talk about not getting, you know, a little bit too emotional on one side.
Here we go.
We also talk about, let's talk about the heavy snipes, apparently. There's Lucas and Primo. Nice coordination there, but Bolt, Johnny, and Dade has been a duo that has performed in semifinals. They've performed in finals, but they've just not been that duo who can finish off the day, right? The last half, as Shio likes to say, the last 5 games are significantly different in play style and how people are playing. People are starting to get...
Another one.
Okay, Lucas, Primo, put the heavy snipes down.
Step away from the heavy snipers. You are too lethal.
That is not fair. These players, they're just too good with those. Absolutely unbelievable. And now, actually, Punisher and Landjock I'm not going to say it.
I was going to say in my heart of hearts, I believe you'll be like, back with the Colonels. I was going to be like, please don't. My brain made a oops. I'm sorry.
We're punching one more ticket. I can't do it to him. It's Landjock and Punisher from Complexity. RPG being used to try to maybe pressure these opponents off of high ground. I think he's going to do it, switching to wood for a second, but he's going to get knocked down on his own, and there's a couple people who are landing, but I love that. Landing in front of his teammate and popping the rift, that he makes sure that he takes him with him. Awesome catch there from Punisher, and awesome coordination from Landjock to make sure that he drops down into his box, but hold on! Whew, that was so scary, and I don't know what just happened there for Landjock, but he maybe, you know, he just recovered at the last second from that beautiful, woo! The RPG onto power, just catching him as he was falling from one side. That's the special thing. If you're not covering all your sides, which you tend not to be doing up on high ground, you end up, these little angles can sometimes catch you by surprise in the RPG, doing just that. So effective at it.
And here we go. They're diving down, man. They're trying to establish themselves a nice little spot. Power going to be picked up there eventually. Remember, they got that drop with the RPG. Another going up into the sky, going to drop the players down, but someone else is also looking to build battle right now. Some third party. And again, Punisher is just going to be flushed out. Oh my goodness, what a tough spot to be in. Gets cracked immediately down to 23 HP. He needs to find a siphon immediately. He needs to make something happen. Now, Landjock is still okay. Almost at 200 effective HP. Drop the player down.
But he's got to make sure
you've got to secure it.
Yes, he finally does, but falls down a little bit as well, so not going to get any materials, but I don't think that matters for Punisher because he's putting on a clinic with this tag. He's trying to get in on the boxes, but no, finally that wall goes down. The edit comes in, and Owen is going to take him out. But Landjock's still on high ground. It was actually Edgy and Scented that they ended up giving high ground to, but Landjock saying, hey, hold on, I'm the one who gave you guys that opportunity, so I'm going to take it right back to you. And Edgy actually went all the way down.
Yep, Landjock gets picked up, Tommy as well, Nico as well. 12 duos left, getting ever so closer to top 10. The next round of placement points. Norberto here, no eliminations now. His duo partner does have the 2, but they're gone. He's by himself, 13 builds, 2 rockets, a flint knock, a gray tack, and a dream right now.
Oh,
the trap play! Did he get it? He does! Again, it's Phoenix. Ah!
And I think that reset on that wall was perfectly timed to make sure that Phoenix gets stuck in that box right now. We're in the top 10. He takes RPG damage to himself, and all of a sudden it's complete chaos as he does manage to find elimination and the full elimination there. Again, another one goes into his box. It's Lucas, but still Norberto staying up on the sides and going to find an opportunity to stay by himself right here. A lot of players fighting down below. 5 remaining. Scented actually ended up going out. I think Edgy earlier went out. So it's all of a sudden everybody for themselves here. One duo is still all the way up. I think it's Gabe and Snow.
Snow XD, another player we've seen, right?
It's not.
Wait, what?
He's not part of the duo, sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying Snow XD is someone we've seen all tournament. That was just a completely separate thought. My bad. I did make that sound like it's chaining. I don't know what's going on with my brain today. I'm working on it. Norberto going to get traded out, though, so there's a single duo left. Oh, wait, what? Oh, my God!
If you clutch this out, no, you're not going to do it. It's now a 1v1. That was ridiculous. It's Dopey against Gabe. I can't believe I just saw a heavy sniper no-scope in the final seconds of a game here. Dopey finally placing that campfire down as a circle. They're actually both campfiring and both at the same pace right now. Dopey looking for the shot, but Gabe is going to capitalize because he is waiting in the top, and he has the combat shotgun ready for Dopey. The victory royale goes to Gabe.
Dude. Okay, Gabe, great game. I love it, absolutely. Snow, though, the sickest point-blank no-scope I've ever seen in my entire life. But for now, we're going to take a break. We're going to send it back in the studio, see what's going on in the world of Fortnite.
Thank you so much, Zeke. I will give you a moment to catch your breath. It sounds like you guys need it over there. We have some riveting games coming out of NA West today. These guys are definitely bringing it. They're vying for that last spot, that last seat on the battle bus to New York finals in July. Sundown, I know we've missed a lot of action, but that's what you're here for. You're here to show us what we've missed.
That is why I'm here. And also, just quick shout out, Norberto got a double trap Elim there. It wasn't just the one. He had 2 players in the box in the immediate rocket launcher, and Snow with a sick no-scope. Let's actually check out some of the other plays he missed. Starting off, this kind of the theme here is great individual efforts in the theme of duos. So look at Tomei. He recognizes there are 4 players pinned against the side. What does he do? He drops a stink down there. Now look at his Elim counter. That's 1. He's just going to run around. He has no map, so he's playing for as many Elims and to get in the placements. That's 2. He gets the 3rd, he gets a 4th, and he gets himself into the top 5. Unfortunately, he will fall to Old Man Mountain, but that is taking advantage of your situation. And you know what? Chuck some stinks up there as well. Might as well grief a player while you're there. And you can see Berserk pushing around the side, getting a great shot there. And look what this ends up leading to. So him and Proxies are a little bit split. You see they're a box apart, did have the shadow form, but he is going to be able to provide support from picking up Cyborg right there, but not able to get the revive. So now all by himself, 1v2. What does he do? Look at that double ramp up into the high ground, 180s around, and then connects off, closes both the players onto the low ground. You ever seen somebody win a 1v2 without firing a bullet? Berserk just did it. He looks back down, trying to find the shots to get the Elim credit, but in the end, he'll take the victory royale instead. And speaking of the great individual efforts, look at Kenny S here. First, him and Antidote, some great team fire there. They find Maisie out of the sky and will eventually convert that one over. And then again, look at the team fire. Double tracer rounds. That's both him and his teammate able to find that knock there at the last second. So that's 2 Elims that will end up converting over, and it puts Kenny in a great spot because now 110 effective HP, and he's ready to go to work. He started with 4 Elims, now up to 6, and watch him go on a run now because Antidote is kind of spread out, doesn't have a lot of health. Kenny, checking his sides, is immediately able to find one player, turn again, and then start working top down. They're into the top 15, and again, Antidote gets blasted, but then takes Kayun out on the ultimate high ground and then drops back down, continues running out the rest of the lobby. 1v1 all the way through. Like I said, we hopped on board when he had 4 Elims, got himself up to 9, but not Ryan Clark, showing the difference that the chug splashes make. Pops the slurp, 2 chug splashes in the face, holds the metal wall, and he ends up getting there. And this was the play. Ended up wanting to show you there. Towards the end, we have Norberto with the push there. Gets the trap. Now keep an eye on the Elim counter right away. Phoenix on impulse, go down, and then he is aware of his angles, gets the reload, knows he can spray down to the corner and not get hit. Finds Vibe right there, the siphon cutting it through, and then it's just madness. Chaos in front of him, the rest of the lobby there, and you can catch it towards the end. I mean, just a great pickup onto Lucas as well. Sometimes things don't go your way, but you have to feel amazing making that play and running it out. Ultimately, though, wasn't enough for the victory route, but the individual effort was incredible. And you can see here, this is what the leaderboard is standing at right now. Arkham and Falconer in the top spot at 91 points. However, they have already qualified. So Epic Whale and 4DR Storm in the second spot right now would take the last qualification spot, Pooks.
Yeah, and look at this spread on this leaderboard right now. You can see Falconer and Arkham just so high up there with 91, but you know what? Epic Whale and Storm putting on a bit of a show with Antidote, Kenshi, and Will. You know what? Anything can change. These guys still have a couple of games left near the bottom, so we're going to have to see. We've seen guys pop off with these 20-point games, so anything at this point is possible. We still have a few games left to go, so why don't we just hop right in and take a look at that. Bala and Zeke, take us through those games.
Finger guns. I am a fan of those. I also communicate with those. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm doing them right now.
I am not doing finger guns, but they are very cool.
He's actually doing finger guns, Fortnite fam. Do not let him lie to you. Here we go, Bala. Next game. Hopping in with Duke and Kanuchi here. 8 eliminations.
Yeah.
What in the world?
To start, I mean, already at this stage in the game, but also 2 Rift to goes, and they're looking pretty in terms of materials to get towards the next stages of this game. That wall did get heavy sniped as he's starting to drum gun inside of it. Of course, the stink bombs coming through as well. Now, Duke and Kunichi, we saw them, they were in 3rd place when we just took a look. Thank you to Sundown and Pookie. And they're going to be trying to push over towards the top of that. They're trying to overtake 40R Storm and Epic Whale right now. So we'll see if we'll have an update on them as well, see if we catch any of their games.
Here we go, man. Ghost, Rar here, and Dark EXE. Great names. I like them. He's going to immediately beam another player, crack those shields over there, and he's going to try and just keep applying pressure, right? The question is, where is Dark? He's marking the players. He's saying, look, I've got players hurt here. Come and back me up. Now, where Dark looks like he might be above him. Teamfire is going to be coming out. Nothing is connected quite yet.
I'm not sure what Dark is doing. I haven't seen him actually fire. I would expect them to try to set up a pinch, but based on their situation here, their low HP, they might be a little bit too nervous to go for it, but I think this is definitely a situation where you have to, because you know he's low, and these players keep doing the same mistake, right? The first time he got him low, it was just because he gargoyled, is what we call it, where you kind of just stand still at the top of a building. And I don't think they're going to let him get away here. I think he's going to want to go and collect the siphon on both of these players, because he needs it. He's hurting for it. He's reeling, and he knows they have heals. There it is.
He finds the player immediately. There's a big damage numbers for sure, and he... Blorg tried to go for the Shadow Bomb.
Panic Shadow Bomb, if I've ever seen one before. That wall edit was not the one that you needed to go for. You're going to have to, jump your way out there and do your best parkour. It's not going to work out. He's not going to be able to do it in time.
Right.
And now they're back in the game.
There you go. El Chupacabra there on the left, starting to get beamed a little bit. We see Kanuchi as well, so Duke is probably very close by. Retake Poser here, and Vici. These guys are just rotating out with these shadow bombs. They've got to face this mountain.
Oh,
this is not really, is this like a mountain? I don't know. This is like a plateau. Anyway.
A plateau?
Plateau? Platinum toe. I don't know, man. I don't know. I tried my best. Anyway.
That was still very cool, that entire sequence there with the shadow bomb, that like that bridge there. Part of the plateau, he was able to use the shadow bombs and stay and keep it all the way through, but realizing the zone's not going to go in that direction, he ends up opting to not take that position, but there's a tactical shotgun on you, and it's so difficult to get away from. He's not going to make his escape, but his teammate's still up. Vici is going to use that shadow bomb and get out of dodge.
And unfortunately, so for Poser, he actually did not have any AR ammo when he began that engagement. Finding that elimination, even just the 40, would have made a huge difference. But then immediately everyone else is saying, look, we hear the shots, we know what's happening, we're watching the feed, we know that you are pretty low and hurt, we're gonna go ahead and shut you down. Now Kanuchi is gonna try and connect over here to the plateau. Anyway, 8 players, 8 duos. Okay, this number is constantly changing. I'm trying my best. 8 players, 6 duos. Just here on the edge of top 5. Another round of placement points could make the difference. Look at Duke right now. Look at Kanuchi. They've got 76 points. This is huge. 11 eliminations, by the way. I just caught this. They're looking for more. If they can find one more, it's going to put them in the top 5, and it's just going to keep those points rolling. They jump in the box. Kefu is going to find himself just on the outside of top 5. Very unfortunate, but, I mean, they're on a spree right now.
Oh, that player actually getting the shot off right before, but we're switching on to Kunichi right now, who I think that Duke is coming up to with that launch pad. He's low HP, staying down below. That's Vici who goes down, so Kunichi right now, with that legendary AR, he's going to go ahead and reload everything, and he's going to have free reign to take shots down below. Not taking that opportunity yet, but first getting back with his teammate because he was running low on materials. So first priorities is make sure you have what it takes to get towards the end. Hold on, where did that player go? Ghost. Looking like he's using an impulse or a flint knock or something like that. That fast movement changes.
Look at this, splitting the attention, trying to find 2 different angles to attack this player. Now he's in the box, he's got a little separate, and the edit there is going to ensure that Dark gets shut down. But immediately, look at this, Duke gets traded out. But Kunichi comes down and says, not today. You've knocked my friend, but we want this victory royale. Now, is he going to get the revive? Probably not. Unfortunately, the 10 seconds committed is probably not going to go their way. Look at this, 10 minutes left in the current queue time. It's a free-for-all right now. Regulator and Juice, they are in critical condition. Kunichi definitely has the health advantage.
Yeah, has the health advantage, and I'd say the position advantage and the loadout advantage. He's got everything working for him right now, but it's going to go across the street. See if Kunichi can find any chickens. Right here, Regulator goes down, and yes, it is definitely somebody down below him. Not going to be able to find his way out of his hole. Kunichi is going to take the victory royale, and that is a big one. That's a massive one. That puts them for sure in contention. Right?
Is it in first?
I don't know. I don't remember exactly the score that we had before, but they could be, because that was, what was it, 19 eliminations?
Yes.
So
that was, first of all,
29-point game.
First of all, to do that in finals is ridiculous. The skill involved in that is huge.
I have to guess that that was the game that pushed them up there, because 29 points. If they were already on the leaderboards, they would have been skyrocketing to something like 100. So I have to guess that that was the game
probably what got
that
them.
put them there.
Okay, cool. So just remember that number, 87, is the current highest that we've seen so far. And don't forget, we're kind of tuning into games that have been kind of happening, so we're going to be seeing different values here left and right.
I did get confirmation that that was the game that got them to where they were in the leaderboard, so they will be in third place, right under 40R Storm and Epic Whale. We'll see if we find them in a game, see if they're going to end up having any sort of changes in that leaderboard, but who knows, they could not. And I like the name of this player right here, Bok Choy Boy, one of my favorite vegetables, 100%.
Yeah, there you go. Now, I think for me, what I want to see is, what's going on with Epic Whale 40R, and then obviously the duel we just left, right?
And also Kenny's and Antidote, who are in this game right here, they were in fourth, so.
Yeah, so this is literally like, if this is your first time watching, we're literally watching these games unfold, right? These games are literally making the difference. So let's say, hypothetically, I guess top 4 make it into the same game, and fourth eliminates second. That means they've shut them out of the running.
Yep.
Especially, remember, the queue time is coming down here to the wire. If they get shut down, that has huge implications on the standings. You could, if how to better explain this? My mind's trying to say 18 different things. But basically, they shut them out of the running. And if that was their final game, maybe that was the 10th game, maybe at that moment, that was the last opportunity they had to queue, that means their run is done. And then it's up to whoever's still left to try and rack up points and move up and down the leaderboard, right? So keep an eye on these top 4 that we're taking a look at. Kenny's and Antidote being one of them, Epic Whale, 40R being another. These are going to be the teams that are trying their best to qualify right now.
Guys that are in the running, but of course, don't forget, anybody could, have the performance that we just saw. The what was it, 29?
The 29-point game that we just saw. Yeah, that
could push you up there, and all of a sudden, we're focusing on you too. So regardless, into the top 15, and it's off towards that villain lair near Snobby Shores. Starting to get a little bit run down, but now Quake is, Quake, a little bit of knowledge on Quake. This is probably one of the best PG players that anybody has ever seen. I mean, we're talking phase sway type things. He's doing crazy things, some of the parallel guys. But here, performing in the finals of the online open, we'll see where he ends up. But definitely, I've always been impressed by this guy.
Well, looks like Kenny's going to be shut down. He has been eliminated. I believe that was a straight elim as well, so I think his dual partner must be gone. He's by himself, fall damage as well, going to be eliminated. Just again, outside of top 10, that's super tough and not the spot you want to be in. Everyone trying to keep alive as long as possible. Don't forget, top 15, 10, 5 in the victor are the placement thresholds, and every elimination is, of course, a point. Right now, Shab and Quake, they're sitting on 7 points just off of eliminations, and now they hit top 10. So we're looking at a 13-point game just so far, right? This is before X, as things unfold. Maybe they pick up a victory out here, and that can make a massive difference to the standings.
Could make a massive difference to the standings as all these players doing their best. Base jump off of Villain Lair right now. Moving back towards Snobby Short. We've got 2 circles to go here. All the marks coming out, all the different communications going on. It's very hectic, but Quake and Shab right now, they just used 2 Rip-to-Gos in there. The fact that they had those means that they can glide up until they get to the rest of the placement points. I mean, they're going to be sitting up there, hopefully until top 5, but no, Brian G is going to put an end to that. That means they're going to dive, but they land on high ground, and all of a sudden the story is completely shifted, but one player is going to try to contest them, but gets right under and dodges any shots that Shab and Quake are going to put onto them.
So that second rift is massive, right? That has just put them in a high ground position. They've got the vantage point. Someone else looks to contest. Blues just gets blown up. He did not have a chance at all, and that elimination puts them into top 5. Another round of placement points. So now look, you got Quakies who's going to try and just keep there with Shabs. ADR we saw him earlier try and contest. 5 minutes left on queue times. I feel my stress levels going up. I feel it.
There, you're not even playing. All you're doing is watching.
Dude, I just feel like I understand. Like, obviously, I'm not nowhere near. I don't even, everyone, top 3,000 dwarf me by a significant margin. You and Sundown and
Oh, I love this.
in the box, the shadow plays Tiki.
So let me explain a little bit about the movement there. Obviously, Tiki did not realize that ADR was in his box, but if he did, ADR was strafing to the right, which is taking advantage of the camera position and your model and making it so that it's so hard to track you. When you're in that shadow form, you're already hard to see, but going right up into the box, that's Brian G, who goes down, and ADR making his way up. It's Shab and Quake. We know where they were, but here comes the launch pad. He's got to stay in zone. I don't think he has a chance here. No. Quake is going to put a quick end to that heroic attempt at trying to win the game. That's actually 9 eliminations in the Victory Royale there, so 19 points, 19 points pushing them up there.
That's the kind of performance these players need if they're hoping to contest that #1 spot. But for now, Fortnite fam, we're going to send it back into studio, see what's up with Sundown for the rundown.
Thank you so much, Zeke and Bala, and we're getting down to the final moments. We're about to find out who the last duo will be to join us at the Fortnite World Cup final. But are you still in the hunt for a seat at the Fortnite World Cup? Because the Battle Royale action, while it is over, there are 3 additional seats for the Fortnite World Cup Creative Finals that have been unlocked. So the hope is still there. Make sure you check it out. As we said, all 3 trials are playable now. 1 player will be advanced from each, winning their chance to compete at the $3 million prize pool and $5,000 for taking the top spot. So, how do you get involved? You can check out Hand Eye of I Blood, MB Tom 98, Dania Cats SQ, at Gene Wu, or at Fortnite Game for more updates. Again, this is one of the last opportunities to get to play on that stage that we debuted at the block party with all of the final bells and whistles. There'll be plenty more surprises. And speaking of plenty more surprises, we will be right back after a quick 5-minute break to conclude the rest of NA West and round out the Fortnite World Cup roster for the Battle Royale side. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Let's fly out to the lobby. Let's fly out to the lobby. Let's fly out to the lobby to get your spots and nums. Burgers from dirt to munch. Tacos Royale with brunch. Red juices, a tasty treat for Lil Whip, Peely, and Pizza Pete. Let's fly out to the lobby to get your spots and nums. Let's fly out to the lobby to get your spots and nums.
Thank you so much, everyone, here in the Forum in LA. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Creative Showdown. How you feeling today? So much has happened in the world of Fortnite, and we're here about to call probably one of the craziest things you're ever going to see. It's a world premiere game mode and map.
I know that it's going to be a King of the Hill mode.
Forum, make some noise. That's what I'm talking about. Here we go. The first match. Jordan Fisher,
He's
Curry,
in the corner.
Fruit. They're going to win the game. This is it. And they pick it up. They have to protect him here, and this is now we're going to start to earn a lot of points. They're climbing that leaderboard, Lupo. They're in the shadows, unseen, and they will have the Ravens' revenge. GG. 2 minutes left on the clock. The Chicken Champions, surely this is going to be a win for them. No! It's 1 point remaining, and the Little Whip Warriors might be able to come back into this with enough time. But there he goes. He jumps right back in, and that is going to do it. GG. Game 3 goes to the Chicken Champions.
Every single person to keep in mind, there's a ton of stuff going on here, not just Fortnite. It's just a good time all around, man. Look at him, just dancing it out. sitting inside the control point, 6 minutes remaining, but it's not even going to matter. That's a victory royale. Game 4 goes to the Fish Fan.
Could it happen? Could the Llama Record Company be our first back-to-back champion, or will it be the Fish Fan actually being back-to-back in this instance?
He has it. You see the top middle of the D.
He does it!
He got it!
Oh,
Last
my!
second!
I
The victory
cannot-
royale!
He's still in it. He's standing strong, and he wins out on the battle. 990, and he's continuing to gain. He's got to get to that wall, and that's going to do it. We want to know who won? We want to know who won?
The Llama Record Company.
Oh my gosh, congratulations!
Give it up one more time for the Llama Record Company! Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys on the battle bus. All right, Fortnite fam, we're gearing up for the final few moments of NA West action. Now, I'm not going to hold you up too long because I know you want to get back in the games, and I know you're ready to see who is going to punch their ticket to the World Cup Finals in New York City. So, to hop back into this games, let's get some pretty fire casters here. We got Sundown, we got the big man with big plans, Shio Wager. Gentlemen, it's on you.
Thank you so much, Zeke. Yes, I'm here with Shy, and we're going to take you through the final games of not only NA West, but the entirety of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open qualifiers. It's been 10 long weeks, and we're going to get our last duo right here in the next 30 minutes.
It's a fight for the top, a lot of points up, very small margins between who can qualify, so we'll see who pops off. Let's get straight into the games.
Let's get into those matches and see what they have left. These are going to be the moments that define a duo. Who will come up clutch? Who can do it? When the back is against the wall, when everything is up for grabs, I won't just kick my drink over. I caught it. That's how clutch I am, and we're prepared as we hop on board here with Persecute and Nitrix trying to put the new duo to work, and they do, finding two there and avoiding the trap. Good way to kick this one off. Currently sitting at 10 Elim, Shy Wager.
Impeccable movement, making sure that the duo gets right out of line so, you know, that Persecute can just get out of that trap line, not get damaged at all. They have so many options now for the items they can pick up as well. They got to pick the winning loadout that not only gets them towards the end game, but gives them enough room to have those pressure picks, have that room to, you know, pop off at any moment possible, high, low, or mid.
Instincts and heavy snipers will certainly allow them to do that. We talk about it being kind of the skeleton key, the one that opens all doors. A little bit harder in duos, but you can still make it work as they're trying to get the double wall replaced there. One player pickaxing, the other one holding the wall, continuing to go for it. Get that wall, get the replace right away. Combat finds the basket, and will they be able to push through? You can see the other player wanting nothing, trying to get up and over. You have to change levels. Moving just horizontally won't be enough, and he is finally able to get away from the relentless push up to 11 elims.
They won't get both duos, but they do get a little bit of reward for the risk they have to take on that fight. Are on low ground, have enough time. The zone hasn't even started moving yet towards the 5th circle. A launch pad is coming out just so they can catch up on the time it took on that engagement. Nitrix and Persecute are going to be moving towards a mid-ground layer now. More angles for pressure. Break builds being used. They can recycle off the hotel, which they will do, putting their mats all the way back up, looking very, very healthy. Not much rotation on them now. It's all about their brains, their brawn, and their aim, Sundown.
They're going to be looking, hopefully, for a favorable circle here, but with, you know, kind of being down by the Paradise Palms area, a lot of variable terrain, different verticality to move over in that Circle 6 zone, which will be revealed right now. All right, not too bad, not directly over one of the course of the mountains. Most of the lobby will have to rotate past them, but they need to be careful as they're currently just getting shredded from the people on the far side.
We talk about momentum as well. These guys do have 12 eliminations at the moment, or 11 eliminations, my apologies, and they're going to keep rolling off of that. Now, tunnel vision is the thing that happens as well, as they might spend a little bit too much time not prepping for the next rotation, instead going for this pressure on Boo and Badger on the zone line as well. It could hold not the best as the option towards getting a win in the game, but playing off of the eliminations they've had earlier in the game, it could prove to be a nice flow of movement throughout the whole game for this duo moving up towards their next zone. Now tunneling in Nitrix. Once again, no mobility. It has to be raw movement here with their builds. Tunneling being so important. A person in their box gets shotgunned out of there. The combat, making sure it's being used in combat. Nitrix taking down Hayden. They're seeing if they can move once again as a duo. Splitting up is going to be bad at this moment. A heavy snipe coming in does not connect, but does put down enough pressure to give them a little bit of room to move towards where they need to get to go. Lair switches coming up as well. Wood builds in front of them, so Nitrix, seeing that, knows he can pressure them off a little bit to give him some room to move around that specific area. A nice low ground rotation here does require a lot of mats, however.
And we just hit the top 15 now as Nitrix is on the backside, so 3 points for everyone in the lobby, as the duo who has already qualified up on the high ground right now is Landjock and Punisher. Nitrix does get picked up there by Gabe as Landjock finds Badgers. That was one of the players who was pinned on the outside by Nitrix earlier, and now Landjock and Punisher are looking to run through the high ground. Again, already qualified, so just trying to play for a little bit of cash and potentially ruin somebody else's dreams as they're doing everything they can to get the practice in. Landjock looking to drop the player down. They will give up the high ground as players begin to drop in the rotation. We are moving farther away from Paradise, so variable drops there. You can see a nice little split of the shadow bombs, and then they're going straight down to the low ground.
This is an awesome thing that we see duos do. A nice dynamic shadow to drop the sightline. Punisher in the most intense box I've ever seen in my life, but phases through the pyramid to get the shotgun shot off on a Jammin who is not listening to any music anymore. Sent straight back to the lobby. Punisher now has to regroup with Landjock. Landjock opening up some GLs from high ground to kind of open up where Punisher can come from. No pressure for Punisher to catch right back up to where he was before.
And now we have our top 10, and also a great play there. Did end up Metroid in the box, but just stopped, picked a corner, and then was able to win the box fight right after. Honestly, if I'm that other player, I just start spraying towards the corners and hoping to find hit markers. No reason not to. Player can't return fire. However, unfortunate hindsight is 2020 as Landjock gets coned off there, but is just going to fight his way through. Doesn't own that wall despite trying to go for the edit. Still trying to pickaxe out and move forward. They did not give up high ground, so he's able to simply walk that away, but he has no more mats. He's going to be dependent on this player to drop down, and Caleb does find it. Punisher will tarp down for him, does take a little bit of fall damage, but finds the 10 mats needed, all the wood and the metal, and now just going to plop some grenades towards the low ground. Combat might have been the right call there, but is able to find one knock on Disastra and looking for the second one onto Blind, who's at sub 10 HP.
All these risks that are being taken by this titan of a duo. Punisher going all the way down to low ground, but also losing a lot of his HP for that. Landjock now has to carry this duo based off of health, but he gets beamed from Persecute, who ends up on high, has brick builds as well, so he's going to be chilling up there for a long time, not pressured to come down at all. Blind, he might win this. Solely a 1v2 against the whole lobby, gets another beam on the Punisher. Just perfect play there, not taking any damage, getting a lot of siphon as well that he didn't really need, and so many mats left over as well.
26 points. That's coming up clutch. We talk about huge individual efforts. Persecute doing it with the brand new duo. We've seen him with Riverson before. They were one of the favorites, breaking up there right before the final week and now playing on separate regions. What a great effort. 74 points is going to put them close. We saw Landrock and Punisher were towards the top there. Again, an already qualified duo. We're at 85, and the queues are close. We're past that time. These will be those final matches. There's none left as they're trying to put the shots through the wall. Heavy Snipe does go through, and they find it. 1-2 for the AU boys. McKenny work back on through and find the second one to get Tyven back up. And you can see this is one of those thinner lobbies. We talked about the W key or the aggressive lobbies that Macon finds it. Can he get back over to Tyven and get the touch? There's no time. You got to get it. Woo.
Oh my God, the last possible second to make sure their YouTube dreams live on for the rest of the lobby. A lot of mats available from multiple engagements here as well. I saw a rift to go down and some chug splash as well that these guys can get and just make sure that their end game is popping off to the most potential possible. Those chug splashes already being used. That loadout slot will be sufficed with another item. Unfortunately, the shadows were not picked up by Macon. We'll see if that will prove bad at the end of, or towards the end zones of the game as well. A lot of hard mats here, a dope place to tarp up on and box up on as well, making sure they control all layers and all walls as well, as you never want to be surprised by a heavy sniper breakdown or anyone editing you down or around you through your walls. A lot of bullying coming in from the server as well, as these are fresh builds. It's very hard to stay safe here. All angles now are going to be risk and detrimental for this duo at the moment. They're gonna have to switch layers, and they do, saving a little bit of mats, but Tyvan is in a position of distraught at the moment. He's gonna be split off of his duo partner. We'll see if they can survive. A big wall replace coming in. Macon does not stop the heat, even though they are in the coldest biome in the Fortnite map. More heavy sniper reloads coming in. He has the time, he has the pressure and the angles, getting into Carter's box, ending his reign. He's back to the lobby, and RPG coming in, eating that one up.
That was the proximity launcher. It wasn't an RPG, or would have ticked him over for a little bit more, getting the 70 damage in there and just getting caught out. But we've talked about this before. You can see those shots going out kind of in these sparser lobbies when a pair has the high ground and they're able to kind of, oh, I didn't even realize his name was Pair. When a duo like Prolo and Pair have the high ground, they're able to look down. You get that much more control. There's no chaos. You don't have to worry about covering your top or someone going to challenge, because you can see it from a mile away. There's only so many other duos out there looking for top 5 right now. Rifts go up, and there we have it. Amp able to pick up Makin as Tyven also gets picked up, and the AU duo misses the top 5 as a good old-fashioned build battle for the sky.
It's a build battle for the sky in the 6th zone. Not many people alive at all either. A double trap coming down. One side hits. The combat shotgun follow-up lands as well. Big edits coming through as the default Jamal skin is close to being eliminated. He's down now too. All these duels getting knocked over. It's only the 6th zone. Only 4 duels left as well. We talk about these different games. Pair finally going down in the storm. Incorrect edits or block-offs by Fruve. Billy's down as well as his zone starts to teeter downwards on layers. The mountain now running out. Amp in a box with many traps. Not sure which is going to rift out of it. Fruve finally going down. It's a 1v1 Sundown.
He needs to get down and touch his feet immediately. The other player is still up on the high ground, but the zone is moving away from that mountain, so Amp has the advantage. It's Moni up on the high ground. Shadow Bomb does go out. In terms of effective HP, Moni has a little bit of it. He also will have to pay 64 points to 61. Moni going to pop the Shadow Bomb again and try and go skyward, but they're moving back away from the zone. Moni does have the builds to challenge, but instead it's just going to opt to play the low ground. As long as he has a tarp there, he should be fine, because Moni will force Amp to waterfall down, which is what he does. One tarp above, Moni in your top right, Amp in your bottom right. You can see the action on the wide. Amp looking for the edit peak as Moni begins to tarp out and go around. Sideways ramps on, flips it back, and now is just hanging out. No pressure yet, and you can see the difference in mats. Because Moni is on the low ground and has to full tarp, he's running out. He's making his move. Sideways up, goes to 90, cones off, and immediately edits forward, but Amp blocks him off. Moni going out for the right, circles around the storm, misses the first shot, but gets a little bit of shield chip. There's a lot of health damage done from the storm and no ground gain, and Moni just metroed himself. We've talked about this before. Those 6 seconds will go down. He has no fall damage, and that's gonna be it. Ticks over, and when the pressure is on, can't let it get to you. Amp, 67 points, 18 coming out from there. He's saying, yeah, you can hold that L.
Yeah, a lot of people are used to PGing. You forget about the ground game when you get into it. The habits built from practice might not be the best. At the same time, so much room given to these duels to fight all the way from 8th circle, 1v1s. Sometimes decisions are made, and sometimes they're the best, and sometimes not.
Well, a lot of these guys aren't used to necessarily working with that amount of room, right? When you have that much room to work with, it's a little bit, I don't want to say more difficult, but you're thinking more. You have to be more deliberate when you're going. It's less hectic, less playing on reactions, where a lot of these players thrive. But right now, Fulmer proving is not an old man, getting tags and tags and tags, and Johnny gets taken down outside of the top 10 as well, pushing them up to 72 points. We've seen a 74 already. We've seen Landjock and Punisher at 85. That kind of gives you an idea of what that top line looks like. Baller take for the high ground. We've been seeing more of that lately, but Fulmer double edit down. 73 goes away, tries to get the immediate wall replace, does get it through with some help from Kytrex, and they will take that one away. 2 elims, will be 3 once they take it over. High ground control and top 10.
All these duels are going to be fighting for these elim points. Only 17 players left alive. Sundown, you said that it was a little bit harder or different for duos to adapt to this space when there's so much more room. The big thing as well, there's so many game plans people practice with these end game Discord servers where you're used to seeing a lot of people on mid tarps that you can punish. But in these situations, you kind of have to hound for those elims yourself. So we'll see if that's possible with these players, if they can get towards those positions. But they are very unorthodox and might be a little bit too daunting or frightening at the moment.
And a big question is, how much can you get away with in this circumstance, right? Because if there's 40 people in this lobby right now, you have to full tunnel everywhere. You have to be using all the mats, but how much can you cover yourself? Do you always have to be double tarping as this player does disengage, or can you get away with just throwing a single roof above your head because the players don't have an angle? Right now, Boss Baby and Ramos getting a ton of room to go aggro, but getting it turned around on them. They are able to pick up tough X1, but they need Ramos to disengage over a box, will reset the walls around him, and make sure they get the quick revive. Not bad, and this is one of the advantages of it being so sparse. You have plenty of times to stick a revive in a 6 circle with 16 people left.
Exactly. You still have to play careful, though. 9 duels left alive. There still is one more placement, or one batch of placement points left over for these duo players. Very, very silent game at the moment. Usually a lot of action and pressure being dropped down, but obviously anyone in a 1v2 scenario is not going to want to draw too much attention to themselves. Looks like Sir Jaden is in that position as well at the moment. He and his dual partner have been split up, one alive, one not at the moment. Very flat land as well, with a very small high ground tarp that's not too high in the air.
Yeah, just trying to hang out on the far side right now. He is one of 2 solo riders, everyone else having a buddy, but just looking to hang out and being conspicuous. Wants to make top 5, wants 2 more points, just trying to wait it out. But that's pretty much everyone else in the lobby as well, doing everything they can. You see Hannah and Carly over there of Gen G. Shout outs to those ladies. They are absolutely nuts. We're able to put up, I believe it was near a top 25 or top 30 performance yesterday, but absolutely been popping off there. Good to see them in this endgame now as Tyler and Jace are on the high ground trying to make the rotation. Tyler does end up getting picked up by Exitic on the backside, and now Jace is going to be that solo rider. Combat, Flint Knock, 2 big pots, and the chug splashes, so plenty to work with as he starts layering down shots, checks his high ground, finds the one, and then knocks down the player, secures his high ground. There is one in the box. He puts the turret down so the player can't put a cone. That might have been 200 IQ. Think he might have been going for a spike drop. Can't quite see what his inventory is there, but needs to catch up to the zone. You saw him considering using the Flint Knock. Instead, just going to use a little bit of a ramp push to put himself forward, and then drop directly down on top of the player. 73 followed by a 72. Can he find another shot? Is going to chug splash his raw HP back up and continue working on the high ground. Does still have 1 left and the 2 big pots, so wanted to make sure he filled up that health bar before digging into the other ones. As he gets closer to the top 5, gets finally ripped from the far side. Somebody contesting, and Fulmer takes it away. Sneaky on the high ground is old man Fulmer. He's got those quiet steps.
He's got the quiet steps, but he has that loud beam as he's going to now punish everyone else in the lobby below him. Kytrex is also up right now. No dinosaur there, though. He's going to be very adept at seeing who is where and punishing properly anyone who's not building like Eclipse, who gets beamed from the storm. 1 HP at the moment.
And I'm also pretty sure Kytrex is relatively younger, so a little bit of a play on there for Dino Kytrex as we now get closer to that top 5, and we have it there as the players drop in. Eclipse will get the points. Hasty trying to get out, but again, locked in the box in the shadow form, and unfortunately gets ticked over, but Eclipse, no points going through there. Kytrex and Fulmer will be able to run this out. And we're on 74 before those points came through, getting another Elim there, pushing him over with the placement points. 77 is the highest score we've seen so far. Will it be enough? The victory rail and the Elim will push them all the way up to 81. 16 points from Kytrex and Fulmer.
Very, very smart decisions there as well to focus the exact same person making the shadow bombed individual run away and split up that low ground tarp that was already being established. Easy pickups from them. We'll see if it's enough once the leaderboards get updated. Very exciting stuff from West over here. The last spot available in the world.
Yep, and the last Fortnite Battle Royale spot coming out from the Fortnite Online Open qualifiers. It's week 10. It's NA West. It is the final moments. Queues have been closed. This is where you make your extra money or you stay at home. The ones who go to New York City will be celebrating. Everyone else will be looking for their trios for July 14th and the 15th because, again, there's always going to be something more to play for. You can keep track of those in-game tournaments. Got those coming up as well. I mean, I'm excited for that. I've been a big fan of all the trios. Love the trio one-day mode. And I think, like, in terms of the map size, it ends up being where you get some kind of mid and early game contestants. But really, if you want to spread out the map and just loot, you can. So excited to see where that is. But right now, we're in the duos action, the final of it. We got Smoke Notch and Biles on board.
Sana, how would you approach hitting these big, tarped, hard mat bases? How do you kind of get in there without heavy snipers, without stinks? Do you pressure it with the ammo you have, with the amount of players there? What are the risks and rewards of tackling something like that, like a base that big?
Okay, so me personally, no, I don't challenge in these circumstances. Like, if everyone's like boxed up and all this and no one else is shooting towards someone, I'm not gonna go unless I have something that is a key or I can look to kind of press down towards the edge of the storm, as you see Biles doing there onto Former, getting a nice Elim and then getting whatever he can there. Does get the shadows to get back in, but generally, like, if you can pour in and kind of add fire to somebody else, fine. If you're like don't necessarily have a heavy snipe or stinks or supposed to force action, I'd prefer to be reactive. But if you do have two players with enough medium ammo, you can start pouring bullets into someone. It's just all about selection, right? So pick towards the backside of the storm. Pick someone who is very obvious because you want other players to join in on your shots, right?
Exactly. You need to have that balance of risk versus reward. Talking about reward, Epic Whale and his duo 4DR Storm at 93 points. The stars to qualify this week. Epic Whale could double qualify as well. Once again, we saw Calc and Macwood, recent duos who just switched up and then qualified on NA East servers. Right now, we have a recent duo that just started playing together as well, as Epic Whale did play with Silmat before, but is trying something new for week 10.
And 4DR Storm qualified for the solos side. Epic Whale did as well. Decided to put it together, but Edgy and Centered are trying to do everything they can to deny that right now on the high ground. Only sitting on 60 points, so they're not going to be happy about that, but they're going to look to take away everything they can. They want to run it out as they knock down another player, pushing themselves closer to the top 15, trying to do everything they can. Rift into the sky, but he gets ticked over by Boop. Edgy will get the tick over afterwards, but unfortunately is not going to count as both of them have been taken down. That will be the last of their run as 4DR Storm and Epic Whale are up on the high ground. 4DR Storm, max HP and a bush. You can't get more protected than that unless you have a ball, and they're looking skyward, trying to get even more points right now. They're sitting on 3 elims, trying to get to the top 15. They are so close, and they want every little bit, every bit of padding makes you that much more secure as you go in, because the final spot is on the line. PK goes down, Kanuchi goes down. Nobody wants to be that last team full converted on in the last game. The rocket launcher goes out, and it is just chaos right now.
Epic Will saving that rocket launcher, as well as when it comes out, the whole lobby starts to get on the same page. He was making sure to crack out every baller, make sure everyone on hard mats is now starting to rotate off of the pressure. It looks like they might lose height, but Epic has that insurance with the RPG, almost about to hit 100 points as well on West. The RPG getting off the individual from high ground. Can Epic build up towards it? Still being contested. Double ramps coming through, but once again, faking it out, going for the reload. This is priority. Can he reset and do it again? 4DR Storm still making a little bit of a hurricane up top. We'll see if it's possible for these guys to get together. He gets edited down, though. Epic will with another RPG up top. The combat follow through in the same box. Double traps come down. Epic does get hit, but comes out victorious as now they control height. The zone is very small. 9th circle at the moment.
And the Siphon beat seeing the difference there. The trap did go off, but the Siphon made sure he was able to stay up. Good rotation coming out, and they got top 5 as well. They are on a run. We've seen them gain 12 points from placement and from the elims. They want to close this out. They want to be going. Cloud and Kazooie just below them. Cortex, Instinct, and Outor also in the map. Outor gets down as it's all about the elims and the victory royale. Storm and Whale are going to block off the rest of the lobby as we're going up. Just a slight change in incline. Sometimes all it is one mat difference. It's a 2v2. Whale goes down, but Storm is the only one not in the storm. He's holding the safe zone. The down goes through. It converts. 8 elims. Victory royale. 18 points. 110. Storm and Epic Whale. The question is it enough? Can the brand new duo in the last weekend have fully qualified themselves? Epic Whale on the scene in the West, rising up as one of the best in 4DR Storm, the player who took the Fortnite world by storm at Ninja Vegas originally, took that stage as a 14-year-old, now back here dominating the Fortnite World Cup on the back half. But look at the names in this lobby. Look how stacked it is. Players are trying to challenge, and we have Falconer and Arkham, the already qualified duo, as well as Sean and Aiden towards there. These are the best of the best. Arkham sitting at 105 himself, but they have already qualified. We're going to see if anybody can push and challenge towards that line that we just saw raised. I mean, the bar is set so high right now, Shy.
The bar is set high, and the environment is also very, very different. Usually players playing around a lot of mountains, but on this northwest side of the map, you usually have 1 to 2 very big points of interest that have height changes, such as this big mountain that Arkham is looking at the moment, looking for beams, and a lot of trees as well. A big beam coming down. Arkham at 106 points at the moment.
And one thing to note here, every single elim Arkham and Falconer get in this lobby is taking a point away from somebody else who could be challenging towards Storm and Epic Whale. They want that top spot. They want all the money for themselves. They want to be able to take that home, particularly with the double prize pool, and they're going to be pushing for it and trying to lead the pace. It's not about the qualification spot for them. It's about trying to take the top spot away. But this lobby is stacked. Base Soldier and Sir D, Typical Gamer, Jay and Little, Impulse and Phoenix 8, Nikum, Tome, every single person who has played in a West final, who has been in a top 10 right now, is in this lobby.
The legends are here, and they're here to represent. We're going to see how these guys will play around their factors of respect. Watch, player has none for Phoenix or Impulse as he just goes in a tumbler and dry cycle, making sure everything's squeaky clean, and he comes out of that with 2 elims and a lot of items that are available, but he eventually goes down to Jay from Congerna, who just easily pops him off. Dexar and Turbo now in mid-ground as well on a big base in the middle of zone.
Yep, Jay and Little have already qualified as well, trying to push in towards that, doing everything they can to work their way back up the leaderboards. You see more than half of the duos left now as we hit that 25 marker. 42 players remaining, shots coming in towards the back. You can see Jay walling off all of it. Launchpad does come out. He gets ripped as he takes it off. All of his shield gone. Luckily, it does have a ton of the shields as well as the flint, so if he can set his feet, they'll be good. The other Kangara duo towards the top, Barl and Lino over there, and they're looking to do everything they can to get to the far side.
All the tricks are coming out of the book as well. We have these half launch pads. We have people hiding inside cones. We have people double editing, playing with that shotgun swap delay as well. Everyone has to play at their top peak level performance to be able to perform in this type of game, especially on West where players are aggressive. Typical trying to go in and claw for an elimination on Sean, but Aiden says, no, that's my duo, that's my buddy, don't touch him. Blocks him off from that vantage point. We'll see if he can see anything else below him at all to pick up. This is something a lot of players do on the mid-ground as well. They are in wood though, so it's very easy to beam 2 soccer skins, but can they live up to the sweaty reputation of those skins as well?
And you can see so many players are stacked vertically right now, which typically you're not going to see at this point, but because it's 35 players and we're closing in on Circle 7. No, Circle 7 is moving right now. We're into it. The space is is limited. They have to start stacking vertically, which means these engagements are going to happen in and around corners. It's going to be up into the sides, and now we're finally closing in on placement points as we near moving circle 8. Falconer looking for the sides up to 106 points. Again, trying to reach and close in on Storm and Epic Whale to deny them that top spot. They will still qualify, but they want everything they can get through, and everyone in the lobby is trying to challenge them as Sean is trying to take it away from Bait Soldier, and we have our top 15. So if you're in the lobby, 3 more points over to you. Falconer and Arkham up to 109.
They have the classic loadout as well. Right now, only one Elam, which might not be how they usually play, but with less ammo, redeploy, and minis, you're going to have to pick your point to pop off in. These mats are also low, so they're going to be looking to make the most probable and efficient trade-offs in terms of shooting and stopping. A lot of combat shotgun sightlines, as well as their enemies, Aiden and Sean, do not place a wall and get punished for it. Both players going down.
They had a pre-edited arch that was right there, but Arkham and Falconer, all of a sudden, you talked about only one Elam, all of a sudden turns into 4 and into the top 10. 114 points now for them as Cold Cutie is able to pick up an Elam up on the high ground. Uzi Xenon does self-eliminate there as now Falconer and Arkham pick up Cold Cutie after he dropped in. Great job with the heavy snipe, making sure and recognize him. He was only one level there. 14 players remaining, 10 duos left. A lot of solo riders, but as I say that, a couple of them get picked off, and we're closing in on top 5, and look at the vertical stack.
That is huge, and it's all hard mats, so it's always going to be there. Not going to be knocked down by RPGs unless you send 2. Proxim launchers might be able to find a way, but the positioning of these players already playing around it is going to be too good.
And these are the final moments. This is the very last game. Can Falconer and Arkham take away the top spot? It looks like they've done it in terms of the Elim. So can anybody catch Epic Whale in Storm as Arkham now works down? That's top 5 with that Elim. So Code Kicks does end up getting his. Arkham checking his sides there. They want the top spot. 2v2, v1, but Falconer gets picked off. Arkham has no build, so what does he do? Drops down, finds the low ground, and finds a little bit of space. Looking to drop the player down, and he gets it. That's Tomei taken away, avoids the trap, finds another player. 1, misses the shot. It's FLX finding the conversion there. Xenon is still down, up to 79 points, wants to work his way as far up. It's a 2v1. Flint does come in. Flicks gets the 1. Can he 1v2? Jay and Little, the already qualified pair. This is for all the bragging rights. Potentially a bigger payday. Trying to do everything he can. Does have the siphon coming through. Now he just needs to be aware the Chunk Splash is coning himself off. Has it. Misses the first shot. Reload does come through. They're both standing on the campfire. Can he find it? No! It is Little, the player from Kungarna, the World Cup qualified, able to take it away. 3 eliminations for him, 3 for Jay. Victory Royale. That is it. The final match of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifiers. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm Sundown, was joined here by Shadow Wager, and we're going to throw it back into the studio to Zeke and Miss Prime. Zeke, what you got, baby?
Love it. Never mind. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. This has been an incredible ride so far. Now, I know what you're thinking. Zeke, we got to know who's going to the finals. We've got 1 qualifying spot. Well, I'm going to tell you right after this 10-minute break. Gotcha! See you in 10.
Let's fly down to the lobby. Let's fly down to the lobby. Let's fly down to the lobby to get your squad some nums. Burgers from dirt to munch. Tacos Royale with brunch. Red juices, a tasty treat for Lil Whip, Peely, and Pizza Pete. Let's fly down to the lobby to get your squad some nums. Let's fly down to the lobby to get your squad some nums.
At night when I sleep, I'm still just like mind blown that I was able to pull it off. It was just one of those things on my bucket list that I really wanted to do, and I did it. I knew in solos that like I could have qualified a couple weeks and stuff like that, but I realized that my mentality wasn't there. My confidence in there, it wasn't as good. And then I actually messaged my friend And he just gave me like perfect advice. Like, you just gotta be confident, and you just gotta know that like you can qualify. I kept on telling myself that throughout the whole tournament, and I guess it worked out.
You just have to work hard and play every day. The important fact is to stay focused every time, because if you choke one game and you're tilted, then you're gonna choke every game just after. You have to stay focused all the time.
Every single time you steal a kill or get a kill stolen, in the back of your mind, you know that like that could be the point. It's really important that you just don't let that get to you. In my last game, I had a kill stolen to me as I shot him. In that time, I was waiting to find out if I qualified or not. I knew that like if I didn't qualify by 1 point, it was all about that kill. It's a lot of stress just because of just how close it is every single week.
I would look at other players and see how they would qualify, what was working for them, and then I would kind of like implement that into my gameplay as well, and it helped me improve. At first, what I noticed was I wasn't getting enough kills playing really safe like that, so I would put myself in the middle of everybody and then just like turn around and start shooting them as they're rotating from storm and stuff like that.
Probably the best two things to do is practice creative and get the mechanics going, and then also like VOD review and look at your mistakes, because when I went into week 7 of solos, I was pretty nervous and I messed up like 2 games, and then I started to tilt and I played terribly, and I looked back at like what I did wrong, and then I came into week 9 just feeling pretty casual. I knew what I had to do and not tilt again, and it worked out for me really well.
Well, I do customs like every day, and I work a lot on what I do, and I watch streams, and yeah, I practice like that. Like, how do he play? If he do something good, maybe I can take it and do the same in game.
So me winning the first game got me very confident, and that led me to being confident while fighting people as well, so I didn't stress when fighting people. Also, the second game I won, that got me confident. When the World Cup got announced, I started practicing a lot daily, playing 3 to 5 hours a day, even more sometimes. And me seeing improvement motivated me a lot. I had it in me to qualify, so that really motivated me.
Ever since TwitchCon, my parents have always been really supportive of me, everything that I've gone through, every single tournament she watches online, and then she tells me her favorite things is endgames. She's like, whenever you get a kill endgame, it's so exciting. And like when she found out, she was so happy. She came home like right away because they were out. She came out right away and celebrated with me, hugged me, and it was just like, it was great to finally like see them like be more proud of me after everything, and just like it paying off like once and for all.
Alright, Fortnite fam, we're here for week 9 of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open qualifiers. And just like this Cuddle team leader, we are very excited to be here. The final week of solo competition. Hopefully these players can take a bite out of the competition and really keep it top notch. Codename Elf. Guys, are you ready for week 9, the finals day? Man, I just
had a whole bag of cookies.
A whole bag of cookies.
He's the yes man.
I'm so happy I don't have to be near Zeke for much longer.
We got some qualification. We got a dancing banana too. I want to see Zeke wear that at some point during the World Cup.
Fortnite fam, you guys know I love it when you use that hashtag Fortnite World Cup. We actually have a social producer that helps sift through all the tweets and all the incredible things you guys send us, and his name is Nick Brown.
All right, guys, my name is Nick Brown, and for the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers, I've been working as a social producer. So basically, every time any of the casters say use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup, I'm the one who plays defense to make sure that none of those cheeky tweets with bad words end up on the big screen.
All right, Courage, let's go to the kitchen. Let's get ourselves some food.
What we got? Some garlic bread. Is that chicken parmesan? Oh my God, it's chicken parm! Yes! You okay? Yeah, do I need to put this one back? Bro, they put garlic bread in front of me. You think I'm not gonna get 3 pieces? Come on.
What's up, Fortnite fam? It's Squints here, and recently we've been trying to level up the observing, so we challenge our observers to get cool dynamic shots and keep them smooth and technically awesome. And let's share some of our favorite shots with you guys.
I can't imagine the weight that these competitors must feel on their shoulders.
Whoa, okay.
Wow.
Seems like the observers are having a little bit of a competition back there.
All right, observers, let's Let's get it.
And then tried to challenge those fights, and that just freaked me out.
What? Speaking about something freaky.
There is Nick just above Chap's foot. Because apparently that's someone's name in Fortnite. You don't know about that, Jack? No. I mean, you really need to step up your competitive Fortnite knowledge. It's okay though. It's Chap's foot. Like he physically, he plays. I hate you.
What's up? It's Monster D-Face. What's up? Yo, Monster. You know you're my favorite?
Yeah, absolutely.
If I told you were my favorite, would you believe me?
Probably not. We all know Sundown's his favorite, guys. That's a lie, dude. Right there. Right there.
What?
Dude, it messes me up. You know, a lot of people ask me what the best part about replay is. It's got to be working next to GFX Becca.
People ask me all the time what the best part about being a graphics operator is.
Someone here specifically that keeps the ball rolling no matter what happens. And his name is Jordan.
What's up, Fortnite fam? My name's Jordan, and I am the production manager on the Fortnite World Cup Online Open. My job includes making sure the production happens smoothly, handling staffing, catering, any technical issues that may arise, making sure everyone else is doing their job.
He's really good at stuff.
We're on a break, and Jeff is going for the high score.
Oh my god.
That's really special.
And he has this
Not for you.
Random down. I don't know if you realize it's completely uncontested.
It's over. Week 9's done. Goodbye. Welcome back, Fortnite fam. The day has been incredible. We've been hanging out with all of our friends, watching a bunch of Fortnite action, punching tickets left and right, and of course, there's one punched ticket that remains unpunched. And now I'm gonna tell you in just a few minutes. Because first, we're gonna take a look at the social wall. Obviously, you guys have been hyped, taking to social media, celebrating with friends, family, the likes. And of course, you guys are absolutely amazing. 4 times qualified. Yeah, Benji, stop showing off. 5 out of 5. All right, Shinken, freaking
Average
big.
placement of 1.8, by the way. Hello, Shinken.
Okay.
Weird flex, but okay. Just kidding. Anyway, we also have a second page of social to take a look at. I mean, just more excitement across the board. Again, huge shout out. Let's not forget Zextro. Cried a little, some reason though. So not.
that wash.
That wash. I mean, look, you had a wrist injury, dude. You had to take care of yourself, and of course you come back and you're like, you know what? What wrist injury? I'm still the best. Boom. Pow. Got him. All right. Now, let's keep the ball rolling. We're going to wrap up the show with Here Are Friends. I think it's only fitting we start taking a look at the NA West results.
I think it's time.
Got to see the final ticket.
Are you guys ready? Here we go.
Woo!
All right. Wow, that is absolutely unbelievable. So Epic Whale and 4DR Storm are the qualifiers, because don't forget, Arkham and Blue Falconer have already qualified, Landjock and Punisher have as well. So that is KNG, Epic Whale, and 4DR Storm. Massive congratulations to you, the final duo out of NA West and the final spot. Now, of course, guys, we've had a full day of Fortnite action, so really quickly, let's just recap everything that's gone down, starting with Oceania. Just a quick refresher to remind you who is coming through from every single region. From OCE, it's Serpent and Hype. I mean, Sundown, you stayed up late, you watched these games. Are you surprised?
They played incredibly well. I mean, from start to finish, they were on fire. It was 7 matches. They averaged just below a top 3 finish, 2.67 going on there. I mean, we talk about point efficiency. They did it all. It was brilliant for them. You have to feel a little bit of heartbreak there for Jalen and Skyla, as well as Zora and Geese. They were so close in so many of the weeks. OC proving that the top level of competition, the names that we saw every single week in the top 10 in both solos and duos, those guys are definitely a step above the rest.
And now they get to come to the stage, Fortnite World Cup Finals. Now we're going to move on to Asia. Don't forget, we also had qualifiers coming out from there that happened this morning while we were all asleep, unless you're Sundown, you're a maniac and stay awake. Again, son, I'm going to send this your way, because you know, you have the infinite insight on these things. What do you think about Flame and Unique?
So Flame and Unique, it was really cool to watch because, again, people have talked about moving literally where they live or going to different land centers to try and get better ping. And this is a Southeast Asia team playing from Vietnam. They said in the semifinals, like, GG High Ping, by the way, placing in the top 10. And then they turned around and their style was high on execution, rifle fire together, loot up safe, and then get key rotations. Incredibly proud of him. I actually was able to talk with Unique just a little bit over DMs afterward, and he was just saying, I'm so incredibly happy. I didn't think we'd be able to do it. Just getting to this point and being able to represent and being the first and only Vietnamese team on that stage, like, just huge shout outs to you guys.
Well, there you go. You like to see it. Of course, we're going to keep things rolling. Europe was the next region up on deck. I mean, Wolfies and Rojo, Bala, these, first of all, Europe's insane. We know it's the best region. We know it's the best region, all right?
Big words.
Big words. It's the best region.
Especially ahead of New York. We're going to have that competition play out right in front of us. But yeah, Wolfies and Rojo, they were up at the top in the beginning of the leaderboards, Zeke, and then they fell a little bit, but then climbed right back up to get in that first place. That is awesome to see. And then the rest of these guys as well, Sky and Vato, they've been playing out of their minds, trying to contain towards that top spot, getting 9th 2 weeks in a row. And then finally, it's kind of the same story as Zexro. He's overcoming tendonitis as well. And he had a long post on Twitter earlier in French about his journey, his confidence, struggles. And to break it right here in the last week is unbelievable.
Man, for sure.
And also got a shout out.
I was gonna say
another one of the controller gang joining up in there. Him and Vorent clutching up, and then Singularity, Thomas HD, and then Klusha being a full qualifier as well. So big shout outs to him and Skype hitting that mark.
Next region up was Brazil. Shayo, I'm gonna ask you and lean on you for this. You know, we see X-Zone coming through and King. Now, of course, there's several Kings here, but 9Z's King. This is actually a duo that you mentioned when we interviewed, and you said these guys are someone to look out for.
Absolutely. Just they didn't find their footing all the way till the end weeks, like week 9 to week 10, week 8 to week 10. So it's dope to see that they found out what worked solos and duos wise, and you know, they just popped off, which is amazing for that region as well.
Now next up is NA East. Pooks, I'm coming your way for these results. Don't forget, we had Slacks, Keys, Fen, Zexro, and Vinny, of course, and Young Calculator and Macwood coming through. And again, we see Zayd and Saf do it all over again, qualify again.
Zayd and Saf, no surprise seeing them up there. Same with, you know, Calculator, having that interview with him and Macwood earlier, just seeing how excited they were, you know, telling their families, their moms cried. This is a huge deal for so many of these players, and to be able to give that to them, to say, you know what, join us in New York, come play Fortnite with us, you know, do your best. You know, Slacks and Keys, we saw so many of their games today. They popped off. These guys knew that this was the last week they had to qualify, and they definitely brought the heat.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, with that wraps up the entire day. But first, we've got to punch the final ticket to New York City coming out of NA West. I mean, I feel like, do you guys mind if I do this one?
I mean, Shy should do it.
You know what?
He's our guest.
Yes.
He's our guest.
Absolutely. Shy, you will be the one to punch the ticket. Let's do this, Shy. Now, of course, guys, don't Dr. Lupo him, remember. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's all chat's fault if that happens.
Boom! Hey, there it is. Congratulations to Epic Whale in 4DR Storm, and they complete the full qualification now as well in the final moments. Both of them qualified for solos and now duos, and we will actually have an opportunity to talk to the full qualifier, the final qualifier for the Fortnite Battle Royale World Cup. It's Epic Whale. Whale, how you doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
I mean, good is an understatement. You guys put on an absolute show today. So, first question I have to ask you, what's up with your duo? We haven't seen you and Storm play together before, so what was going on there?
Yeah, I just wanted to switch things up, and I just was thinking about all my options as a duo, and for me, I was just looking for a duo that can kind of fill into my weaknesses, and 4DR is really good mechanically and at aiming, and like I'm kind of like the brains of the duo. So I just thought it would work out well, and we practiced hard, and here we are, you know? It's crazy.
No, I think that was an absolutely impressive performance. So how does it feel to be a full qualifier now? You've qualified for duos, you'll be there in solos, you'll be seating in both parts of that competition. Has it kind of hit you yet? Do you